Hey guys and gals, this is Alex with Legendary Apartment Brokers here in Kansas City. Today is Monday, October 13th, 2025, and this is the KC Multifamily Minute. Let's get right into it as we do every single week. Let's get some statistics going here. What do we got new on the open market for your 1031 exchange or for your active real estate investing? Also, what is in the market? What might be a good fit for you? What's the class rating? What are kind of the approximate rents that it should be? If you're an active investor, 1031 exchange, looking for a replacement property here, I've got you covered for all the new stuff. But let's talk about what's out there right now. So what can you buy out there in the open market? Well, on the MLS, which I got my website pulled up, legendaryapartmentbrokers.com, the MLS powers the new, all the data statistics that you find on here for the most part. And there's 70 listings out there. However, 47 are under contract, which means 47 are available, which means 23 under contract. So 47 out there that you can get that are $500,000 plus that were built before 2020. So we're right in your wheelhouse of what you'd be looking for that's affordable for replacement properties. That's kind of where we're sitting there on the MLS. So 47 you can go out there and get $500,000 plus. I've covered every single one of those 47. Matter of fact, there's one new one today here on the MLS. But what about over on LoopNet? So for podcast listeners, I've clicked over here to LoopNet, and there's actually 34 listings that are out there in the Kansas City metro. Of those, 32 are marked as available. So they've got 2 showing as under contract. We know the rules are a lot different on LoopNet. So just call it somewhere around 30 or so that you can go out there and look. Most of those are 2 million plus. We actually have 4 new listings this week on LoopNet. Some of these are unpriced, but some of them do have a price. So it's kind of interesting to see kind of where those might shake out for you. So let's get right into the new listings here. There are 5 total listings we're going to cover today that are in the Kansas City metro that are new on the open market that you go out there and get. I can help you with all 5 of these. So let's talk and see where they pencil out. So first of all, real quick here, podcast listeners, I pop back over to my website. I got this filtered down to new listings in the last 7 days, $500,000 plus, built before 2020. We got this new listing here. It's a duplex on 2020 West Armor Boulevard for $540,000, which means it's basically $275,000 per unit. They are quite large units. We're familiar with this style. If you're familiar with Armor Boulevard, these are those large ones on the west side of Main Street. Really kind of geared towards live in one unit, rent out the others. Obviously, you can't do Airbnb here in Kansas City really anymore. There's probably ways to do it, but we're not going to get into that detail. It's not really a viable business plan for active real estate investors, especially for 1031 exchange investors. So if you want to add another duplex to your portfolio in the Midtown market for $550,000, could be a good fit for you. Rents maybe could be, depending on the size there, $2,000 per side, probably more like $1,500. But anyway, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that just because the price is pretty strong. It would take a certain type of buyer to go in there and take that down. Okay, love the location though, right next to the streetcar extension stop. Good stuff there from that perspective. Okay, so that's new. Everything new on the MLS. Let's pop on over to LoopNet. What do we got new here? We've got those 4 other new listings like I talked about. First up is going to be 13 townhouses called College Park Townhomes here in Kansas City, Kansas. This is on the west side of Kansas City, Kansas, off of College Parkway, heart of Wyandotte County. Listed here at about a 9.5% cap rate. So 13 townhouses for $1.625. Depending on the finishes, this, to be honest with you, this isn't my favorite part of town. This would be a Class C location, in my opinion. But 13 townhouses for $1.625 million, listed here at a 9.4% cap rate. I think we need to study that, do the numbers on it, see where that comes in at for you as an active real estate investor. Rents could be $1,200 a unit if they're done correctly, nicely, and everything else. But just depend. There could be some Section 8 people in there. Could be more of a Class C minus location. Could be more of a Class C plus location. This part of Kansas City, Kansas is very block by block specific, but on paper, looks like something we should definitely talk about and look at for your active 1031 exchange or if you're an active real estate investor. Okay? All right, so zooming back out here, what else we got new on the open market? Like I said, there's 4 new ones here on LoopNet. I'm skipping this top. Well, we could talk about it for 2 seconds here. These 41 units in Overland Park. It's listed as a 6% cap rate. It's unpriced. It's hard to know. Listed by a big multifamily broker. Typically, they do 100-unit plus listings, but right now this one's 41 units. More in the heart of downtown Overland Park. Relatively dang new construction, so probably a pretty penny for that. Listed as a 6 cap. So if you're an active real estate investor, you love downtown Overland Park. It's probably, to be honest with you, based on how I know this building operates, probably closer to an as-is 5% cap rate on how you would operate it. But it's more of a trophy asset. You come in there, you can come take a look at it and maybe snag up 40-plus units in the heart of Overland Park. Could be a great long-term investment for you. I can help you look at that further, get further details on that for you. Okay? All right, so another new listing here. We might have covered it. Maybe we didn't. But it's actually a set of 15 different duplexes here in Lee Summit for $4.825 million. I believe somewhere around $375,000 per building, which is a fair price for duplexes in Lee Summit. They're all relatively, I think they're all pretty much contiguous on the same street here, just south of Chipman, off of Columbus and Florence Avenue. Could be something interesting. Of course, I love Lee Summit. I'm out here in this area. Fantastic submarket. A lot of opportunity here. I think that's probably a retail price, meaning it's a solid price, not too high, not too low. If you've got close to $5 million as a 1031 exchange, let's take a look. This could be a good, interesting opportunity for you. There could also be an opportunity to buy maybe 5, 6, 7 of those if you needed to, assuming you bought all contiguous, you weren't cherry picking the best ones. But hit me up on that one as well for your 1031 exchange. This Class A submarket of Kansas City. Rents could be maybe $1,500 to $1,800, depending on the level of finishes you put in there and how well you manage and operate. They all have garages. Excellent submarket there for you here in Kansas City. Okay? So that's another excellent package to look at, depending on your needs for your 1031 exchange. So let's go in here and look at that final property. Where is that? Where did that go? Let's zoom back out here. Okay, yes, Jamestown Villas here, 66 units, unpriced. These were built like 2019 or so. At one point, I don't know what they were priced at. They're pretty expensive. Typically, they look great. They're massive. They're large. It's a good, amazing pocket of the Parkville, it's not Gladstone, Briarcliff area of Kansas City. But hit me up. We could talk about that. We can go out there and find the actual list price and see if that could be a good fit for you. I would imagine, though, I think they're somewhere around $250,000 per unit, $200 to $250. I could be wrong, but that's based off of my memory. It's been on and off market before in the past, but they are large. They are nice. They have a lot of two-stall garages in there, a lot of one-stall, a lot of triplexes. Very nice community you can go in there and buy for a Class A location here in Kansas City. Okay? Last I remember, I think that was $18 to $20 million, but don't quote me on that. But anyway, if you've got that kind of cash, that kind of money sitting around, you want to look at these kind of things, hit me up for your 1031 exchange. You're an active real estate investor here in Kansas City. As you know, I'm covering every single new opportunity coming out every single week. Hit the open market. You got any questions about any of these, hit me up. Alex at legendaryapartmentbrokers.com. We'll talk soon.